Hello, thank you for joining me today. I'm Jan Clothier of Thinking Stamping, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in New Zealand. And today I thought I'd share with you a little sneak peek of one of the Christmas sets that's from the about to be released September to December Mini Catalogue. It is one of my favourites because it's quite traditional, but I also think you could jazz it up a little bit. So the Joy of Noel is a bundle. And it comes with dies. So in addition to the stamps, it also has dies which cut out all the outlines and give you this extra little bit of foliage. What I really like is the Noel, which stamps as a 4 like that. The die pieces can be cut out and used separately, although we're not using them for today's card. It's also part of a larger of a suite, so there's beautiful, beautiful DSP that's to come that goes with it. As you can see, beautiful traditional reds and greens and some sort of rustic touches with the timber and the music notes and the gingham. So it's a lovely set to play with, and I thought I'd share with you today how I made this card just to get us into that little Christmas spirit. Now, if you live in New Zealand and you would like to buy this set when it becomes available, you're welcome to shop with me. There's a link to my online store in the video description below, and you can also get to it through the links in the social media card at the end of this video. So, Joy of Noel, a lovely little photopolymer set, and we're going to make this card. So let's start with what we need to make. it. Well, I've used a thick white card base for it. So it is, as always for me, a standard card base. It's half of an A4 piece of paper, so it's 21 centimetres that way, and scored at 10.5. And I've cut it at 14.8. So that's the base. We also need some pieces of basic white, one for the front and one for the inside, because even though I've used a white card base, I always put an insert on the inside, just because I like to kind of balance the weight between front and back. So we'll just pop that aside because we don't need it for now. Also a piece of gold foil. Now I've cut that the width of the paper, which is 10 centimetres, and it's 9 centimetres tall, so 10 by 9. And then there is another little piece of white that will go over the top of it, and so that is 10 centimetres by 8.5. Now, what I've done with those is I have attached those two together. So I've used glue, and I know that glue and foil don't play nicely, so be very careful not to have too much glue on the back if you're going to glue it, because the last thing you want is for it to ooze out and get onto the front, because it takes the shine off. So glue them together or attach them together however you like, and then I've run them through this beautiful new embossing folder, which was also out of the September to December Mini Catalogue, the distressed tiles, and it gives you that beautiful quatrefoil shape plus little patches of distressiness, and I love it. So you're going to see that a lot from me over this Christmas season. You also need a piece of white that you can stamp on, and so I have stamped that piece, that lovely holly spray. I stamped it in just Memento Tuxedo Black onto that, and then I have coloured it, because there's a die cut, I don't have to fussy cut that, and I've coloured that with stamping blends. So the colours that I used were Cherry Cobbler, Shaded Spruce, and Old Olive. Obviously you could pick whatever colours you want, because the rest of the card's pretty neutral, so you could use whatever greens you like. And if you haven't got blends, of course, coloured pencils, or even if you stamped it onto watercolour paper, you could colour it with a water painter and ink. So whatever your preferred colouring instruments are is what you could use. Now what I've done with the sentiment is I've taken this Making Spirits Bright, and I've just stamped it onto a scrap of white, and I've gold embossed it. So I stamped it in Versamark, used gold embossing powder, and then heated it up to get this. Now I haven't finished cutting it out, just to show you how I did it. So what I did was, after I embossed it, I put it into the paper trimmer, and I just trimmed up to as far as the spirits, and then I'm just going to fussy cut around that and trim the ends to get my sentiment. So there we go, just like magic. we have got our little cut out, partially cut and partially fussy cut sentiment. So we'll pop those aside, because we don't need them straight away. After that, it's actually pretty straightforward. So I am going to firstly just glue that onto my card base. You know I'm a glue girl if you've watched me before, and I like the glue because I like the bit of wiggle room. Now normally I say don't get too carried away with putting too much glue on, and I am still going to say that. You want it around the edges but not too close and not too thick, so that when you squash them together it doesn't ooze. And normally I just do a sort of a faint-hearted whoosh through the middle. However, this is a textured surface, and I'm now going to be attaching a textured thing to a not textured thing. So for that reason I'm putting in more glue than I normally would. And then I'm just going to center that on there. And again, because it's textured, it's not as easy to stick together as two untextured pieces of card. So I'm going to give it some pressing just to let that glue start to attach. So I'm just going to give it a little bit more time and effort than I normally would if I was just gluing two straight pieces of paper together. Okay, so I'll pop that there. Now here's my little piece that I'm going to put in the middle, and I'm just going to double check that I have in fact got it the right way before I do anything. Okay, so what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to take this little backgroundy textury stamp, I don't know what you call it, I just call it an interesting stamp. And I'm going to use Old Olive because I've got Old Olive in my spray, my Christmas spray. I'm just going to ink that up, and I'm just going to do a couple of stamps in the background. Now, just hope that I can stamp straight. Lining it up with my grid paper to try and assist me with that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. To give the ink time to transfer. And I'm going to do one down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Just pop that off to the side and out of the way where it can't get into trouble. Okay, so now I can attach this one to here. And the same thing, I want to use glue. I am attaching it to texture, but I'm also very aware that I do not want glue getting onto my foil. So I'm putting glue around the edges, but not too close and not too thick. And again, because of the texture in the center, I'm putting more glue in the middle of this piece than I normally would. And then I'm just going to center that, hopefully. And again, because I'm attaching flat to a texture, I'm giving it much more pressure than I normally would. Now, if you like the look of this set, and you think that this could be on your Christmas wish list, here's just a little extra reason why you might choose to buy it from me. My friend Joanne James, who's a UK demonstrator, you might know her as the Crafty Owl, her and I have got together and done a special little thing for some of our customers. So if you purchase from us, we've always got a little exclusive tutorial bundle going that we give away as a free gift. Now, the one that we're bringing out at the end of September is going to be a little tutorial bundle for this set. So if you buy the set from either of us, we will provide you with a little set of tutorial, 4 exclusive tutorials using this set. They are going to be designs that you won't see on any other of our social media, that we're making them just for our customer appreciation gifts. And we'll also be having an exclusive Facebook group that you can join where you can share your work, get little extra tips and tricks, so you see some other examples and things like that. So if you are thinking about buying this set and you live in New Zealand, if you buy it from me, that's your little thank you gift. And if you live anywhere in the UK or Europe and you buy it from Joanne James, the Crafty Owl, you'll also get the same deal from her. Okay, so while I was doing that little public service announcement, you will have noticed I've dimensionaled up my little spray of Christmas spray, and I'm going to pop that somewhere where the green is going to be seen, and a little jaunty angle, and then I'm going to get my little thing here and attach it. Now, Obviously, this bouquet is raised up on dimensionals, so I do not need dimensionals under that bit, but I do need some dimensionals under this bit, or else it's going to saggy. Just get some little minis and pop them at the far end of the sentiment. And we'll just see if that's enough. And a little squiggle of glue on the other end, just to hold it in place. Now let's see. Now, if I line that up straight, you've got a little bit of swing room on the end there to straighten it up if it's gone off. Righto, and then a little bit of embellishment. Now, there's lots of embellishments to choose from, but I thought that I would highlight the goldiness of the foil and the embossing. So I'm going to use just champagne basic rhinestones, and I'm going to place them around here so that they help draw the eye towards the sentiment. And we'll have a little one just over there. Okay, and what I really like about this card is it looks rich and opulent and Christmassy, but as you've seen, it really doesn't take very much time at all. So the only other thing to do is the inside. I'm not going to do the inside for you now, I'll just show you what I did here. And I just stamped, here's that stamp that I've used for that. I've just stamped the tail end of it in one corner, and then coloured it in with the blends again. But obviously you can do whatever you like. I always say to my class people, you know, experiment on the inside. And there is, you know, also this other lovely little spray here that you could use, or you could even have stamped in something like Joyous Noel. If you wanted some more words. I quite like to have a bit of room to write my own personal message. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed seeing that sneak peek of the one of the sets from the new mini catalogue. The Joy of Noel bundle is what I've used today. And as I said, if you live in New Zealand and you would like to add this to your craft collection, please shop with me. There's a link to my online store in the video description below. And also you can get to me through my social media accounts, my Jan Clothier Independent Stampin' Up Demonstrator Facebook page, or my blog Thinking Stamping. I'm always happy to answer questions, so if you have questions, things you'd like to know, please ask. And as I've said, if you choose to buy this set from me or from my friend Joanne James, the Crafty Owl, you will also receive from us a little exclusive bundle of tutorials so that you can make some extra things with this set. Anyway, thanks very much for joining me today, and above all else, everyone, happy stamping.